believe that this virus, which changed us, also predisposes us to settle down with one woman. I mean, there are billions of people inhabiting this planet. No way can we expect some intangible force to decide there's only one. Although, when he viewed it like that, it seemed he didn't have much to worry about. The chances of him running into this so-called one and only were slim to none. On the surface, I agree with you. It seems beyond far-fetched, but I've seen it too many times to ignore. Guys like you and me happily playing the field until one day we turn a corner and boom, we run into her. I don't know how it works, call it magic or dumb fucking luck. When it's time, you'll meet her, and once you do... Gavin couldn't help but draw an imaginary knife across his throat and choke. His buddy rolled his eyes. It's not a fate worse than death. More like a relief, because even if your urge to play the field disappears, at least the one you're fated to be with is not only allowed to know your secret, but somehow the same magic that draws you together enables her to handle it. Capable of handling the fact that their boyfriends turned furry at least once a month and like to chase things and bay at the moon. Or, in Broderick's case, yowl. Impossible to believe such a crazy thing as a fated girlfriend or, as the old-timers called it, fated mate. Gavin had pretty much forgotten about that drunken conversation until he saw the woman. The world had stopped. Something in him shifted. Initially, he tried to deny it, even as he chased her down and prevented her from escaping him. But one smell, one touch... that was all it took for the jaws of monogamy to slam shut around him. Hear that? It was the pitiful whine of a man who knew his life was about to change. Exaggeration? He wished. Case in point, he already noted a huge change in his behavior. He deliberately took Megan to a restaurant where he knew the waitresses wore low-cut blouses and slim, hip-hugging skirts that showed an indecent amount of leg. Usually Gavin would have admired the wares. Not tonight. Tonight he could focus on only one person, a cute person, but still, was he not even allowed to ogle and leer anymore? And another thing, no one had warned him she might argue with him every chance she got. Shouldn't she be simpering at me or batting her eyelashes? Nope, not his woman. Megan, who claimed innocence in the face of damning evidence, scowled at him. I thought the purpose of this dinner was to talk about my case. I lied. We don't need to talk. I know all I need to know. What's that supposed to mean? I needed food, and you definitely needed food. I wasn't hungry. Says the liar whose stomach was growling louder than my neighbor's long-haired rat, and who has since consumed not only a large salad, but a steak, a baked potato, and a gigantic slice of cheesecake. It's rude to pick at your meal. I don't get what my eating has to do with anything. I thought we came here to talk about my case and to see if you'd take me on. Oh, he'd take her all right. He hoped sooner rather than later. This proximity to her was a special form of torture. I already told you I'll handle your case. As to asking you more questions, what's the point until I have any pertinent ones? You've already admitted you didn't do it, so there's not much you can currently add to the situation. I will need to comb through the evidence and dismantle it to discover the true culprit. So you believe me? Would I be here risking my life against your deadly killer skills if I didn't? Her lips twitched as she fought not to smile. You are deranged. Thinking outside the box is not a bad thing in my line of work. Sometimes looking at things from a different perspective is what it takes to spot the thread that unravels a web of lies. She rolled her eyes. Do you always speak so melodramatically? I mean, really, we're not in a courtroom and you don't have anyone to impress. On the contrary, there was a lady he intended to impress. But unlike with the previous women of his acquaintance, his cultured veneer didn't seem to appeal. Determined to regain control of the situation,